Dorcus curvidens is probably the most well-known beetle in the breeding scene in Japan, and as you know, in Japan the breeding scene is really big, and there are a lot of people who keep beetles as pets at home, and that's a very popular pet in Japan. And I also have some Dorcus curvidens, and I have some pairs in these boxes. It's a strain from Japan, Dorcus curvidens binodulosus, and I have to check now whether the females have laid eggs into the woodlog that I have prepared. Here is a female. Let's see whether she's still living. Yeah, probably. Let's put her onto a piece of. Yeah, I think she's still living. We put her in this. I have a little box here where I can put the females. There's another one. Well, a little bit water. Probably they are dried out a little bit so that they can come back to life. Yeah, look, she's moving already. And of course they don't like the light very much. They want to go into the shade. Normally these people are very shy, these beetles are very shy. They live in holes in white rotten wood, and 20 years ago they were very rare in Japan, and when the breeders started breeding, then the beetles were on the market in a big number, so this beetle is not very rare anymore now in Japan, because all the children who want to have a pet, they have a beetle pet, so they have probably this Dorcus curvidens. It's not the easiest to breed because, as you know, they need white rotten wood pieces, the larvae, to grow well. Of course, in Japan, all these materials you can buy in every, not in every, but in a lot of shopping centers. But here in Europe, it's very hard to find good luck. So let's have a look what happened here. Whether we find some larvae here. They live in pieces of wood like this. We have to dig a little bit deeper probably now here to find. There's a lot of earthworms in here, though that's not very good for the larvae probably. But let's see whether there's. Look here. That's a very nice small L2 of Dorcus curvidens. Very typical, waiting in this little wooden piece. And what I do now for her, I have prepared a bottle with kimchi. This is kimchi with the mushroom Pleurotus pulmonarius. And now I make a little hole here so that the larvae can dig down into the substrate. This. So, and now put the larvae in here, and I also put some of the material from the original box. Look, here's another one, it just fell out here. We have to pay attention that we don't lose them. And afterwards I just put this back. You know, it has a hole. It's a hole up there in the cover of the bottle. It's a little hole, so that's enough for the air exchange. And I just make the bottle. I tape it back to the bottom of the bottle, and that's enough. And we will see in some days, we will already see that the larvae will dig down into the bottle. This is very nice about breeding these animals in pet bottles, because you can see what happens inside very clearly through this pet bottle wall, and you can check whether the material is used up or not. And as you see, the mushroom mycelium has run down through all of the material, and this is a very nice bottle prepared for Dorcus curvidens. And of course I have to make my bookkeeping here. I put this label on it, and of course we have to write what is in there. It's a curvidens L2, and the date is 24th of May 14. So, and now where's our little larvae? Here it is. Now we don't lose it. I just take another bottle, probably this one, open it up, and what is nice about the bottle technique also, if it's a female larvae, that bottle is enough for the larvae to develop to a full-grown adult in this one bottle of kimchi. You can just leave it in there until you see that the adult has emerged from the pupa, and so you don't have to change the substrate. But if it's a big male, you will see that the larvae has used up in about three months all of the material, and then of course you should change it. This is the little L2 larvae. It goes in here. So, and now we put back top of the bottle. We tape it. So, we close it here, and we write now L2 larvae, and we put the label on the box. And that's not a work. I think that in this box there can be a lot more larvae to find. I will give you just in some minutes I give you the report how many I found here. Until then. So in a piece of hard wood it's very difficult to open the wood without killing the larvae. For example, here this is a piece of oak wood, very hard inside of this wood, and if you try to open it, sometimes you are lucky, you just can remove something and you find a larvae here of this Dorcus curvidens binodulosus from Japan. And of course also this one I will remove and put into either this 500 milliliter boxes or the kimchi bottles that I have shown you before. Until now I just got 5 larvae out of this box, but I guess in this piece there will be a lot more larvae, but I can't open it now, so I just put the piece of wood into a little box and I cover it with some dry material. I also think that the material inside of this box, it was probably a bit too wet. That's also why a lot of earthworms appeared here. So I just cover it with a little bit drier flake soil, and now I will go back and check that box in about 2 to 3 months to see whether more larvae can be retrieved from this piece of wood. And of course the other ones we will check in around 2 to 3 months also, whether they have grown and whether they are males or females that have appeared here in this box. All the best.